Hello everybody and welcome back to Full House Sports. Here myself Charlie. A reminder before the video starts to please like, comment and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. Now, Moses Itauma's fight on Saturday has literally broke the internet. It feels like everybody who's anybody in the sporting world, not just the boxing world, has latched on to this kid who at 21 seemingly has the world at his feet. His knockout of Jermaine Franklin was devastating. Just the way he scrambled his equilibrium with that uppercut that was so fast and so destructive. It left a lot of people wildly impressed, and I don't blame them because Itauma is nothing like I think we've seen for a few generations. Probably since, and this isn't this is perhaps hyperbolic, but probably we haven't seen since Mike Tyson in terms of the age. Now, I'm not saying that he's anything like Tyson because Tyson was 27-0 with 27 KOs or something ridiculous and a genuine freak of nature. But perhaps in British boxing, we haven't seen this since Anthony Joshua. Just this hype of how good could this guy be and what this guy could do for us in the heavyweight division as a Brit. But I do think on Saturday, upon reflection, some of the talk is very, very exaggerated, and we just need, I think, to put the brakes on a little bit, because some of the talk afterwards of, oh, give him to Usyk, he'd beat Usyk right now. He wouldn't beat Usyk right now. I'm sorry. And I actually don't think he should be risked with Usyk. There was a few things I noticed on Saturday, and I don't proclaim to be the Floyd Mayweather of boxing or a Cus D'Amato who could, Teddy Atlas, who could just tell you here, there, everywhere. But there was a few things that I thought this guy still needs to learn, and actually maybe chucking him in with someone who's so experienced, like even an Usyk, is a very dangerous game. I noticed for starters, I thought his gas tank maybe needs a little bit of work. I thought by about round 4 or 5, he did look tired. His work wasn't as slick as it was in the early rounds. And I do think that is something that will need work, because as he does go up the levels and does get dragged into deeper water, it will perhaps leave him, we don't want him getting gassed and then getting tired, because that's when, he's more susceptible to getting knocked out. Let's face it, I'm explaining things quite simply that, if you get tired, you're probably going to lose a fight. I also thought as well that there was perhaps moments in the fight where when Franklin did throw back, he did hang his chin in the air a little bit. And I thought, listen, he just needs to learn his trade. He's so young. And that's what I'm saying, that let's let him develop rather than giving him to, even a Dubois or Wardley at this stage. I think the potential for him to be beaten is so big, and especially with someone like a Wardley who's in the same camp as him, I think that's a really risky fight. I think he needs to be managed and really managed well. Now, he is going to be out again in July. We understand that's the rumours that's going to happen. I think there's plenty of fights out there for him. I think maybe a Martin Piccoli, who, has got a bit of a reputation. You look at what he did to Jared Anderson, but has not been very active. And we know with Martin Piccoli, he's not always the most disciplined, let's face it. But I think that would be a great fight for Itauma. I think as well, even someone like a Joe Joyce or a Hughie Fury, who perhaps will take him round and also will offer something back, where I think he needs that, because it's hard to look good against someone like a Jermaine Franklin. He's a spoiler. That's what he was sent in to do, sent to last rounds, and he did that. But I do think Itauma does still need to learn his trade. And I think any talk of Usyk or Wardley or whoever else, even Gassiev, I think is quite premature. The problem is finding what level it is that's going to be the next fight. Because I think he is now in that awkward realm of guys aren't going to want to get in the ring with him unless it's going to be for belts. If you're a contender, you're looking at him and going, why do I want to get in the ring with him and risk losing? And that's a big part of the problem. But I think there's a select group that he could fight. Now, everyone said, and I agree, the Hrgovic fight would have been absolutely perfect. That's obviously not going to happen. Even someone like a David Adeleye, who, yes, maybe not a step up from Franklin, but he's going to bring it. We saw him bring it against Hrgovic. He'll bring that sort of build up as well, that mean sort of build up, or a Jarrell Miller, someone like that, just to give him a bit, and maybe make Itauma a little bit uncomfortable, and also will throw back and will pressure him, which I think is really important, because I do think Itauma, with the gas tank especially, he needs someone who's going to throw back at him in order to learn that part of the game as well. I'm not a fan of this talk of, right, let's get him in with Gassiev now. Gassiev was a very accomplished amateur, a guy who was very impressive when fighting the likes of Usyk and others, Dortcos as well, down at cruiserweight, and just knocked out Kubrat Pulev, who's another one actually. Pulev would be perfect for Itauma. Guys, yeah, he's experienced now, will be tough, will come to fight, but if he's still intent on carrying on, why not try and give him to Itauma now? I think that's another perfect fight. I just think the hype can sometimes go ahead, and then before you know it, you fed into the walls. And I don't want him fed to the walls. I want him to develop properly, because I think he could dominate the heavyweight division for many, many years to come. But just if he's managed properly, because last thing you want is to chuck him in one of the top elite guys, and then he gets chinned or he gasses out, and then it's like, right, we need to start from ground zero, and that's not what you want to see. Let him develop organically. But such is the way of boxing now. Fast tracking seems to be a trend. As always, guys, let us know what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. As always, guys, I very much appreciate the watching. Please let us know what you think. And as always, have a great day.